Hello, welcome. I think it's working. Hi. Oh, welcome back to Confronting Shoggoth. Not sure if we can get the line art done today, but I hope we can. Hope you've all had a good week. If it's Sunday, if you're watching it Sunday, it's Sunday now. Just need to grab a dock. This week, what did I do? Did a little bit of painting last night. Started on my only Tau head that is not in a helmet. I thought they'd be too difficult, so I put them all in helmets apart from the captain, I suppose. We get to last time. Could finish this guy, couldn't we? Ah, I just remembered I bought a glove. Like an idiot, I'm using my hand still. Okay. Weird glove. Oh, that's better. So much smoother. That really makes a massive difference. Although I'm going to have to get used to it because it's really slick now. Let's make you less of an angle. What did I do this week? watched the Joshua Fury fight. Not Joshua Fury. That hasn't happened yet. That might never happen. Joshua and Ngannou fight. Which was not what I expected, I suppose. I don't know what I expected, but it wasn't that. A bit too quick for my liking. Alright. Make sure you've got water. Yeah, I don't. Went to the studio on Friday, played some drums. Trained on Tuesday. That's about it. Oh, I did rehearsal and powerlifting on Wednesday. Which was tiring and good. I like doing them both in one day, but it is hard. Right, really gonna have to get used to this. Maybe I'll start with these ones. I just showered and I just finished a song in the shower that we've been writing in the studio, and it's just going around in my head at the moment, and I hope I don't forget it, but I don't think I will. It's pretty solidly in there. Yep, that was my week. Oh, no, that wasn't just my week. I booked my theory test for driving, and I booked a driving lesson as well. Been driving for a while, I don't know how long, with learner's insurance. But I'm actually gonna finally get a license, which is very exciting. I've not needed one in my life up to this point because I lived within walking distance from everything. And if we had a load of instruments to carry, we'd just get a cab. Like a whole drum kit, I mean, not like a guitar. You just walk with a guitar, obviously. Although I have walked with amps and it sucks. I stayed up all night drinking and then walked an amp from the seafront to where I lived, which was about... Now, you know what? I didn't even make it. I think I had to call my mum, and she came down on a bus and picked it up off me. And I kept walking. I was 17. But however far I made it with that amp was too far. That was the worst. just remember feeling so sick. And like this amp, I can't remember what it was. It was a big Marshall combo. And it was way too heavy for my skinny little 17-year-old body to carry, not hungover, let alone hungover. But yeah, at the moment, I don't live in walking distance from anything. So, why'd you do that? So, a license would be handy. Hey. Okay, good line. And then a random circle appears. I'm sure there's a way to stop that happening. I've never looked it up. Doesn't happen frequently enough, I suppose. Whoa. Let me know what you've been up to. Let me know if you drive. Can you drive? I really like it, actually. Really enjoy driving. I'm thinking of just having 1 or 2 lessons and then getting them to do a mock test. Because I've obviously picked up some habits from driving. That would probably fail me on a test, I don't know. We'll find out. Find out in a couple of weeks. I booked the lesson for after my theory test. Hopefully I passed that first time. Hopefully I passed both first time. Ah. Right. Giving up on that tentacle for a minute. Paining me. Tonight I am finishing off a video. Finishing off next week's video. I've changed the upload day from Wednesday to Friday. Because I'm trying to, well, I'm just experimenting. I'll try a few different days and a few different times. I'm doing like 1 a month. Changing every month. First I kept it on the Wednesday for 2 months, but I changed the time. Now I'm trying out Friday. And then once I decide, I'll keep it on that day. I mean, ideally I'd like to do like, have 1 day for a tutorial, 1 day for something else, and then maybe 1 day for something else. But I don't have the time right now. Or I can't really divert the resources to it, to be honest. But I will. One day. So yeah, every day for the next couple of, well, for the next week and a half, 10 days, 9 days. Every day for the next 9 days. I'm going to be working on my theory. At the moment I'm just doing mock tests because that's really all the information. Well, there really is no information online. Not that I can find. So it's just mock tests. Which is probably fine. If you do enough of them. So that's my plan at the moment. Do enough of them. Right, actually, no. Is this the line that I was annoyed with earlier? Not annoyed. Is this the line that didn't work earlier? I have no emotion towards this line. Maybe I do. Is it time for random internet questions? Has anyone's got a question? Well, if you write a question, I will answer it. For now, let's find some random internet ones. And have some water. They're not very interesting. If you could have any superpower, what would it be and why? Well, I feel like that's been answered by everyone on the planet. I actually don't know though. Maybe Spider-Man. Looks like fun. Flying's kind of boring. Invisible is fairly useful. Especially for anxiety. Jumping around a bit. But Spider-Man, he's like strong and can be webby. And he's agile. He can just web about. And he's what, like quick healing. He's just generally hardy. I live in the country though, so not much to swing on. Go on swinging holidays. Well, that is not what I meant to say. Swinging holidays are a completely different thing. What's a hobby I enjoy? Jiu-jitsu, I suppose. Bloody love jiu-jitsu. I'm really liking lifting weights. Lifting heavy weights. Deadlifting is fun. And I suppose music is a hobby. I do get paid for it sometimes. Painting, although I'm struggling to find the time, because you really got to sit down, you really got to block out like at least 4 hours. But I do it every week now, because I wasn't finding the time, so I made the time. That's what you should do. If you can't find the time, just make it. I really want to watch Spider-Man now, but not one that I've seen. But I've seen them all. So if a new Spider-Man could come out in the next hour and a half, that'd be cool. Got a lot of bits of editing to do this evening and writing that song. Otherwise, I've got Spider-Man. Maybe go back and rewatch the Tobey Maguire ones and watch them since they came out of the cinema. I wonder though. I wonder how they'd feel. I really liked Andrew Garfield. I was a bit gutted when they announced that they were recasting him. I mean, he was like 30 something. Wait, I don't know, maybe 30. Or maybe late 20s. I think he's my age. But Tom Holland is excellent, so I needn't have been worried. Spider-Man, they get it right. They're better at it than Batman. Although when when it was announced that Ben Affleck was going to play Batman, I was so amazed and annoyed. And then it was announced so many years before it actually happened. And during that time, I realised that actually, because he's not going to be playing a young Batman, he's going to be playing like a Frank Miller-y year one Batman, a big old Batman. When I realised that, I was like, actually, he might be the perfect person for this. And it turns out he was, and I absolutely love Ben Affleck's Batman. And I'm gutted that he didn't get that movie. Because I think he would have been the best. I think it would have been the best Batman movie. I did quite like the Batman with what's his face, Twilight, and that creepy plastic dude as the Riddler. It was awesome. It was a good movie. I just feel like Ben Affleck should have got his chance. Because he never really got, well, he never got a Batman movie. Here's the best part about all those other movies he was in. I don't like Christian Bale. And the best part about that movie is not Batman. I actually watched the second one, The Dark Knight. I watched that first. I didn't even know that Batman was out. I was like well out of the loop. 2016, no, 2006 or 7. I didn't have internet. I was just living quiet stoner life. Then I went to see Dark Knight, and I was absolutely blown away. And I laughed, and I was amazed. Then a while later, I watched the first one, and it was fine, I guess. It's really not very interesting. We all went up to like the Crawley IMAX or something for the Bane one. And that was fun. It was like the hottest day of the year. It was hell. Outside. Inside the cinema was fine. I don't know when that was. 2011? 12 maybe? Again, it was fine. I preferred it to the first one. I guess I don't like Raish that much. I think Raish is a fairly boring character. Lots of people love him. Just me. I like the idea. I haven't really read any comics with him though, so I have no attachment. And yes, the Bane voice was silly, but it was fine. It was nowhere near as bad as everyone made out. And like, Tom Hardy has no discernible accent anyway. Sounds like every movie he does, he makes an accent up for it, and then that becomes part of his accent for life. Every interview I hear of him has the last character he played in his accent, but like mixed in with all the others that he's ever played. It's very confusing. I liked Venom as well. Not sure how well that did, but it was pretty good. The second one, was the second one Carnage? I did watch that. I think that was not as good, but it was still right. The Venom bits were great. I think the Carnage bits weren't. I can't remember who played him. It wasn't as bad as that original Hulk movie. Not the Oh, I've forgotten all their names. Doesn't matter. You could travel anywhere right now, where would you go? I would like to go to somewhere in the Somme in France. It's hauntingly beautiful. I would like to go to like rural Japan or China. I probably have more luck in Japan because I can speak a tiny bit of Japanese. I can't speak any Chinese apart from Ni Hao and Xia. At least in Japanese, I'd hopefully be able to like read some of the signs in Japan. Just checking that everything's still working. Excellent connection. Okay. Weep. So if you don't know who I am or what I do, I'm Joseph. EchoNova is a company I made for graphic design work. I was trading under my normal name, and then I did another one, and then I did this one, and this is the one that stuck. I'm a graphic designer, I'm an illustrator, and I'm a musician. I'm not a linguistics coach. My voice is not great. How dare I do that and then not rub it out? But yeah, I wanted to make some YouTube videos because I have very bad anxiety and I thought it would get me out of my comfort zone. And it has. Don't know why I said I thought like that. I'm feeling a bit magical. I want to watch Star Wars as well. I want some really good fantasy. Not actual fantasy. Not high fantasy. Just some magical stuff. We are coming to the end of the Clone Wars series, and it is really good. I think we've passed the time gap where they didn't do anything for a while. Why is this working weirdly now? Okay, we're gonna need to change you. Why are you doing that? There we go. Sometimes these things happen. Oh, it's getting really good. It's getting really, really, really good. And it's about to end. Sucks. But there's lots more. Gonna move on to I can't remember the name of anything. On with Ahsoka and Co. Rebels next, and then Bad Batch and stuff like that. I'm not sure which order to watch them in after that. A few things have happened in the last couple of episodes that I didn't know happened. I just said episodes really weirdly. Last couple of episodes. Like, I didn't know Qui-Gon came to Yoda before he came to Obi-Wan. And I didn't know Yoda went to Dagobah before the end of before Order 66. Order 66. Struggling to speak. Apologise. Oh. So yes, anyway, I have several anxiety disorders, and this is one of many things I'm doing in an attempt to improve those. And I thought it'd be nice to make like a safe little community, and it may happen and it may not. I hope it does though, because I want people to feel safe. I want to meet new people, hear your stories. Hey. Oh, we're doing pretty good for time. I don't know, maybe not. Well, it's not gone too quickly. Only half an hour in. Feels like an hour. Maybe it's just because I'm hungry. Hungry and craving Star Wars. Oh, have I forgotten that song that I wrote in the shower? It's sort of still there. Let's hope it's still there in an hour and a half. Most of my ideas happen in the shower. I don't know why. That's probably not true, is it? If you think about how many ideas you have, but ideas often come to me in the shower. Yeah, whatever. It's the problem with like really long lines. Can't really do them in one. The nature of a tablet is just a bit wonky in it. Right, don't know why loads of things are popping up on my screen. Go away. To be honest, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do lines this long in by hand, in pencil or pen. Anyway, I do them in bits. Although it's neater in bits because you don't get weird little bits like this, I suppose. Okay, that tentacle is done. Is it? Yeah, cool. It sounds like spring outside. I quite like it, although I have been missing winter. Or missing that period before winter where you know winter's coming and it's all nice and you can look forward to nice cold stuff instead of dreading the heat of summer, which is what I do the rest of the year. What? I'm losing it. Fine. What's your all-time favourite video game? Well, funnily enough, the video that will be coming out next Friday is sort of a bit of a fan art on my probably favourite game of all time, so I won't spoil it. Yeah, it's a drawing I did ages ago. I did the sketch and the line art, but I never got around to colouring it, so started a new series, which is just like a let's draw, so I can get through all of my old artwork and finish it all up, because I've got loads that I would like to finish. I've got a I've got a Spike Spiegel one that I'd like to finish. I've got a Cthulhu one I would like to finish. That's pretty much done though. Some painting and yeah, just painting to do. I need to add rain to that one. What else have I got? Loads of stuff I've forgotten probably as well. I've got a Ultra Instinct Goku I really wanted to do. Most of my unfinished art was lost. I lost a hard drive with 10 years worth of art and music on it, which was a very sad day. But I have a good chunk, probably 15 pieces that I want to get finished. See, I'm just sort of, they'll be similar to this, but with a bit more tutorial, a bit more editing. I'll just be going through and finishing off old drawings. But it won't be live. What have I been watching? I've been watching Hand of God. I think I might have said that last time actually. I'm on season 2. It's fine. It's nothing special. It's fine background noise for drawing or working or whatever. I wouldn't sit down and watch it without doing something else. I'm not sure what it's trying to be. It doesn't feel original. It's fairly original, but it doesn't feel like strong. But do I dislike Thingy less? What's his name? Hellboy. Because I want to watch Hellboy. That's why I'm watching this. I figured maybe it would make me like him. I think I do like him more than I did before. My other favourite video game is probably Ori. Ori in the Blind Forest and Ori in the Will of the Wisps. I think they are pretty much perfect games. I bought Ori and the Blind Forest twice because it annoyed me that you can go back and go to different areas in the original release, and then they released the definitive edition where you could, so I bought it again. And it was worth it. Can't wait for another one. So I really like platformers, but I don't massively like. There aren't many that I really enjoy. So finding one that I do it was really nice, and I really like the Castlevania, Metroidvania style games. I really liked that about the Lego games. Played the first few of those, and then they just released too many too quickly. I couldn't keep up. I think I'd never finished Lord of the Rings, and that was it. I played some of the Star Wars ones. Maybe even one of the Harry Potter ones. I'm not sure. I'd have to go back and look at when they were released. Wow, we are going to finish this jellyfish today. This is exciting. Which game do you think has the best soundtrack? Well, probably Ori. It's very, very pretty. Initially, I was just drawn to it visually. Oh no, I don't know. No, from the beginning, the music's beautiful. No, it's all amazing. The sound effects and the music are amazing. I can't think what games have good soundtracks that I remember. Obviously, Tony Hawk's 2. That like introduced me to Rage. Guerrilla Radio was on that, and I didn't really play much of. Played quite a bit of Tony Hawk's 1, but I didn't really play Tony Hawk's 2. Sorry, I did play Tony Hawk's 2. I played Tony Hawk's 2 to death. Didn't play much of Tony Hawk's 3. I think it was on the PlayStation 2 and I never had one, so I played it. The next one I picked up was like Underground or something. American Wasteland, which were great games. Underground 2. I think Underground's the one I played the most. Is that the one with like where you start in like a rundown neighborhood? There's a train yard at the end. That's Underground 1. I played so much of that. Way too much of that. Oops. We always used to play Halo or Gears of War, but we'd put on Slipknot or Pendulum, and they just went really well. I used to have like all the BB King and Stevie Ray Vaughan albums on my Xbox, so play them whilst playing games as well. And that Clapton and King album was a very good album. Or at least I listened to it so much that I liked it. Right, I don't really know. Come on. I never really played the GTA games. 'Cause didn't have a PlayStation 2. I played a bit of the first ones, the top-down ones. But when everyone was into GTA 3 and Vice City and San Andreas and stuff, I played them. I'll probably play the next one. Because I think it's about time I tried one out. And GTA 5 looks really good. Like, graphically. And it's quite old now. That's probably really old, isn't it? I might even play that. No, I probably won't. Just don't have time. And I've not invested, I suppose. If the new one, or the next one, I think it might have been announced. Yeah, there was a trailer, wasn't there? If the new one reviews well, I will pick it up. Oh. Have you ever completed a game 100%? Yes. Lots of games, actually. I used to be quite into 100% in games on the 360. Did quite a lot. Couldn't tell you which ones, can't remember. And then I used to 100% games when I was younger as well. When I was a kid. I haven't 100%ed a game in a long time. I mean, depends what you call 100%. I've got 100% on the percentage thing, but I haven't got every achievement for Ori. If there's like a 100% gauge, I'm gonna just do that. I won't put myself through the hardships of getting the hardest achievements. Not anymore. Can't remember. What was it? Modern Warfare. Trying to do that, the end level on the plane. Trying to do that for hours on the hardest difficulty to get that last achievement. God, I didn't even do it in the end. We were just passing the controller around, and in the end, my friend did it. It's so hard. Not sure I have the patience for that anymore. Not like, maybe not patience, maybe just attention span. Or like determination. I don't care enough to put myself through the stress of getting those hardest achievements. Although if I had an Xbox, I might think differently. Steam barely rewards you for these complicated things. You don't get a pop-up. Well, maybe you do get a pop-up. I don't know. It doesn't feel the same. PC gaming definitely stopped me achievement hunting. Which is probably healthier anyway. It's nice to have a good challenge sometimes, though. Like, some of them are just too hard. Like, you could do them, but they wouldn't be fun. The Last of Us. I don't want to make that game any harder on myself. I'm playing it on normal probably, and it's already die all the time. I'd have to invest significant time in in getting better at the mechanics to die less. I don't want to. Just want to have a nice relaxing time. I like the bits in that game where there are no zombies. I really liked like going through the city after you crash the car. I think that's the bit I'm on now. Oh, but then after that there's the bit where you put the power on in the basement, and yeah, I think that's the most stressed I've ever been playing a game. Oh, that was awful. I knew putting the power on would be a bad idea, and yet I did it anyway. Then the bloater appears. Then he bit my face. Then I did it again and somebody else bit my face. And then I did it again and I got past it, but it was still very stressful. Because you're causing it. You got to run as fast as you can. No. I'm saying that like I'm hoping there isn't going to be other really stressful parts in that game, and I'm sure there will be. Wow, right now I want to play that game. I want to write a song. I want to watch Star Wars. I want to do so many things. Which is good, because usually I don't feel that way. Motivation can be difficult for me. That's why I make sure I do a little bit of everything I want to do every day or week. I have a system and it works. So starving. Very hungry. This is... we're going to do this. Oh, that wasn't that bad. I really like the story of The Last of Us. That's why I wish there were less zombies. I would like it to be slightly more of a walking simulator, although it's actually a quite nicely paced game. I'm just not built for the stress. What's your most memorable boss fight? I think I've clicked on a gamer questionnaire. I can't think of any. Some good ones in Zelda that I like. There must be one that... One that's sticking in my head is Shocker from the Spider-Man game. It was like Spider-Man 2 movie game or something. Although there's that Mysterio one. I don't think I ever got past Mysterio. I just remember finding that brutally hard. Oh my god, we're done. Awesome. So I was going to just draw it. I think we're gonna have to do this. And then we'll change some bits. That's about right. Yeah. That was a huge leap. Let's take a break. I need a wee, and maybe you do too. Also, you should drink some water, and I'm going to. I have a sore throat. Quick 5-minute break. See you in a bit. Welcome back, welcome back. I had a wee and a snack. Hope you did too. Hope you have a snack. We are confronting Shoggoth, who I really must draw at some point. We'll see. Let's draw a foot, shall we? Annoying noise. Damn it. That line was going so well. Don't like that. Apologies if you are quitting smoking. I quit smoking 2015, but I have not quit nicotine. It's very difficult. Don't start if you haven't already. Just trying to find a question that isn't lame. Have you listened to any new music artists lately? Have I listened to any new music artists lately? Music artists, such a weird way to put it. I've been listening to a lot of Mastodon because the band that I have formed is very Mastodon-y. So I've been looking for inspiration in. I'm not sure about this foot. Let's go back to the leg. Yeah, I've been listening to a lot of Mastodon, and I've been playing a lot of Mastodon. See, I wanted to get my singles back up to speed a bit. Not back up to speed, just up to speed. They've never really been very good. I've never been very good at playing singles. I was always more into, 6-stroke rolls and stuff. So I've been playing loads of Mastodon on my own, just playing along to my favourite Mastodon records, which is all of them, I suppose. Leviathan initially, because it's just so good. God damn, that album is so good. But I have a new appreciation for Hushed and Grim. There's some beautifully written parts on it. The ending of the last song, in particular. And, yeah, I mean, all the singles were great. Sickle and Peace. More Than I Could Chew was my first favourite song off the album. I love that song. I was going to do a drum cover of it. And yeah, I haven't done any drum covers yet. It's because I've been trying to find a camera and like a way of doing it that I like. And also my drum kit isn't down the studio. And the studio is a bit damp and I don't want to leave my drum kit down the studio. And I don't really want to record a drum cover on the studio kit because it sounds awful. When my kit sounds so nice, why would I record something on a kit that sounds awful? just doesn't make sense. But it's a lot of effort to take the drums down there, set them up. I'd have to do a whole day really to make it worth it. And then what if I didn't get a good take in that whole day? That would be gutting. And it'd be exhausting. That's the reason I haven't done one yet. I might even put a vocal and guitar cover up before I put a drum cover up, because I have two in mind that I want to do. But I can't. They destroy. Well, one of them destroys my voice. So I can really only do a take every few days. I haven't done a single take yet, but if I don't nail it the first time, it could be a while. Who knows what's going to happen? Right now I have the first track off the album, Pain with an Anchor, in my head. First track of Hushed and Grim. Bran writes a good melody. So does Troy. Oh my god, some of Troy's parts on that album are so good. Is it Second Piece? Where the Leaving You Behind is the hardest thing I've done. That part, when that comes in, oh my god. Might be my favourite part of the album. Other than the last part of the last song. I can't even remember what it's called. I actually don't like this line. I start again with this line. Yeah, so I wanted to get my singles up, which means I've been really digging Mastodon because it's been on my mind. The last band I discovered really were Monuments, and I mean, what can I say about In Status? It might be my favourite album of all time. It's my favourite modern metal album for sure. And Tesseract, obviously went to see Tesseract recently, so they're always in my head. Don't think I've listened to anything really new though. New albums from those bands, but not. I haven't discovered an artist since Monuments, which I guess was about maybe 4 years ago. That time's gone way too quickly. In that time, I did really get into Tesseract. And I don't like listen to an album and then move on. I'll listen to an album, learn every note of that album, really absorb it, and then pick it up again. You know, I have the same couple of hundred albums in my head that I always go back to. Sometimes months apart. Why has this happened twice in a row? Okay, didn't happen the third time, that's good. Yeah, if you're just joining, we are doing Confronting Shoggoth. If you could design a video game, what genre would it be? I guess Castle. That's the second time I said that. Metroidvania. They require a good understanding of. I'm just going to save quickly. they require good game design. By their very nature, they need it. I think it would be hard to do. I think that's why I want to do it. Maybe let's get back to this foot. No, let's just do that again. Can we rotate this canvas? Without using a tool. There we go. It's better, isn't it? Oh yeah, I forgot. I hate zooming in nicely when it zooms in weirdly at an angle. Nope, didn't do it. Oh, I feel like I'm really needing to do things right now. I just had a massive urge to train jiu-jitsu as well. I think maybe I'm in a good mood. Has someone drugged me? I haven't even had any painkillers yet today. Just water and a protein bar. How am I going to get the chubbiness of this toe out? As in, not remove it, but show it. It'll do. Oh. Come on. No. Come on. There we go. I've never really, we used to make little computer games. We used to make Flash Player games maybe, and we also made like bitmap games, so little pixel games. Don't like that. Sorry. Little RPGs, you know, little isometric sort of pixel RPGs, Pokemon or early Zelda game style. They were fun, but they weren't very good. We were only 14 or 13 or something, maybe even younger. Right, I'm pretty happy with those toes. Then other than that, I've not really thought about making a game. I feel like it definitely is more accessible than ever. Unreal is Unreal. Wow, it's so good. Maybe I need to play the Tesseract game. Maybe one day we'll make a game. It would have to be something that I really cared about. Which would probably be something around music, so it would be similar to what Tesseract did. Be like an arty passion project based around like a concept of an album or a single. How do you look? Fine. Let's get back up to this leg. What movies can you watch over and over without getting tired of? Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings. Whenever I'm depressed, I watch Lord of the Rings, and it gets me through it. I haven't watched any Star Wars for a long time, but I used to put Star Wars on every Christmas. It's probably just Lord of the Rings, though. There are movies I would watch again, but there aren't many movies I would watch for the rest of my life. Like, if I find out my partner hasn't watched a really good movie, I'll watch it with her. Like we did that for Leon and True Romance, which are two of my favourite ever movies. But other than sort of showing people movies, I probably wouldn't really watch them again. I've seen them loads of times anyway, so. You do get a certain satisfaction from showing people really good films. Even just recommending them to people. I used to try and get recommendations off people. Like, find out what their favourite movies are and watch them, because I've watched some really good movies that way. One I would suggest is, as we were speaking about Tom Hardy earlier, it was a TV movie. It's Tom Hardy and Benedict Cumberbatch. I cannot remember what it's called right now, but it's the movie that made me like Tom Hardy. Stuart, A Life Backwards. It is based on a book, and it is very good. I have worked with homeless and vulnerable and addicts a fair amount as a teenager, and in my early 20s I worked with them, and I would say that Tom Hardy really captures that. He was very similar to, he was like an amalgamation of everyone I met, really, in a good way. You know, these were really great people, some of the best people I've ever met. And yeah, Tom Hardy captures them, I think. Captures that. A lot of them had this way of being really innocent. That I think Tom Hardy captures really well. Yeah. It's a very sad movie, but it's a very good movie. Oh. I just got an urge for a baked potato, which I haven't had the urge for probably ever. I am definitely going to try and see if I can have that for dinner. If we have baked potatoes. We have potatoes for baking. Oh, I feel like I'm losing the ability to draw lines at the moment. Apologies. What's your favourite band or solo artist right now? The bands that I've sort of taken on and that will never leave are people like Mastodon, Coheed and Cambria, Eminem. They're bands that I will listen to their music until the day I die. If they're releasing something, I'm listening to it. I think Tesseract's probably becoming that as a Monuments for sure. I can't wait for the next Monuments record, which they are currently writing, I believe. Pretty sure they said that. Once upon a time it was Radiohead as well, but I fell behind with Radiohead. It's not that I don't love them. I still return to the albums that I know and love. Just haven't had a chance to get into anything past Moon-Shaped Pool, is it? I never listened to that. I listened to it, but not properly, and then I haven't listened to anything since. When Radiohead a weird band for me, because when they released In Rainbows in 2007, I was like, what is this? This isn't it. This isn't Radiohead. Because it wasn't guitar music. I mean, it actually is, but it didn't sound like that to me. And I loved The Bends and OK Computer. How to the Thief. But in 2011, I realised how much of an idiot I was, and it became probably... well, it became my favourite Radiohead album, and one of my favourite records of all time. I adore that album. There's like there's a big chunk of bands that if they're going to release a new record, I'm going to session it. Queens. All the bands I just mentioned. I just hope these bands stay together. Keep writing music. You can sort of tell which ones are gonna do that. Like Tesseract, they've got their shit together. They have their process. Mastodon, I'm not sure. I hope they keep doing it. They've been doing it for a long time and they've been doing it successfully. I wish they'd come back to the UK. I wish it wasn't so expensive to tour in the UK. When they do, I will be there. I don't think they toured Hushed and Grim at all in the UK, which is a massive shame. But it's not their fault. It's becoming less and less viable to tour. So yeah, they're all my favourites. Devlin's a UK grime artist. Anything he releases, I'm going to be sessioning. Baroness, same thing. Although I wasn't massively into Golden Grey. Or Stone, was it? Still be listening. Generally, if like one or two of the singles jump out at me, I'm going to be listening to the album. Which kind of feels shitty to say, to be honest, because I love Baroness, but Purple's just such a masterpiece. Adore that album. And I prefer it even more with Gina playing it. But for some reason, since Gina's been in the band, the music hasn't been as strong for me. Not that I don't still love what they're doing and what they're performing. Every time I see live videos, it's amazing. Just the songwriting isn't my favourite. But I love the lineup at the moment. I don't think they should change anything. I think they should just keep writing songs. And eventually they'll write songs that I like. Not that I don't like any of the last two albums, I do. It's just not as strong as Purple. Have you been to any good concerts or live events recently? Yeah, that's right. Second best live show I've ever seen. Second only to Radiohead. It was unbelievably good. Just grab this again. Yeah, second best light show I've ever seen. One of the best performances I've ever seen. The Radiohead live show. The Radiohead show I went to, the light show on it was, oh my god, it was stunning. It was like so warming, like being bathed in the sun, which is not something I usually like, but I enjoyed it. I'm struggling with connecting that line. Good. Close enough. Not very responsive. Oh, come on. The glove definitely helps. It's definitely made this a lot smoother than without it. Now it's just time to get used to the glove. Accidentally pushed that button. Is it okay? Is that what I'm doing here? No. I'm going to say that just... I could add a bit more. Fine, fine. Does that matter? All right. Time is getting on. We're not going to quite finish this line art today. Which is fine, I guess. Because it means we'll finish it next time. And that'll be 10 episodes on the line art. Oops. And hopefully we won't do 10 episodes on the rest. Hopefully it'll be a lot quicker. Lines are the hardest part of this, because they were so many. Tentacles, you know. You're going to have to be fatter, aren't you? All of you. Come on. Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. Yeah. Hmm. Still got Pain with Anchor in my head. What song? What's a show that you think is underrated and deserves more attention? Oh my god, have I got the show for you? All my life has been leading to this one moment. There is a show called Almost Human, and it was cancelled after one season, and it is the best show ever. It's Carl Urban, who you might know as Billy the Butcher from The Boys these days. But back in those days, he was known as Dredd. Was Dredd before that? I think Dredd must have just been before that. So he was Dredd. He was Judge Dredd in Dredd. And he was Aemir? Aemir in Lord of the Rings. It's just a buddy cop show with a twist. It's a sci-fi buddy cop show, but it is one of the most lovely, well scripted, fun, light-hearted, funny, really good sci-fi. Like each episode could be just like Red Dwarf. Each episode could be a movie. Like some really good ideas in there. Just a bloody good time. Unfortunately, it's been over 10 years now, probably, and it will never get season 2. That's the only bad thing about it. Go watch it. It's really good. I don't often recommend TV shows to some people, and I recommended this to my friend, and he loved it. And it's not really his thing, but he fully understood my appreciation for it. Line, please. Come on. That's another show. I used to watch that show all the time going to sleep. Same with Red Dwarf. When I had Netflix and Red Dwarf was on Netflix, I went to sleep to it for a couple of years probably. Just helped me get sleep when I was depressed. And yeah, I did the same with Almost Human. Almost Human I had on a hard drive, I think. So when I didn't have any internet, I could. That was what I watched. I didn't have any internet. Okay, this hand looks so wrong, but there's not much I can do about it. There's a couple of things I can do about it. Make this more of a knuckle, a jewel. So this is what I didn't want to be doing, sketching whilst inking. This is not the best tool for sketching. This blob brush with the smoothing and stuff. I like sketching in Photoshop because it's much more true to like how a pen is. Pencil. Pencil. It's not perfect. I will just round this off and see how it looks. And if it doesn't look better, I won't bother. It's a bit better. I will bother. Oops. When did I do this? Okay. It's fine, I guess. It's a bit weird. It needs to come in a bit more straight. Yeah. Hands are not my strongest thing. They're not anyone's, I don't think. Come on. I need a new stylus. Keeps doing that. Can we have a bit of interest to you? I can't remember that song that I wrote in the shower. I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to remember it. Oh. We got 15 minutes. How much can we get done? I'm not actually gonna rush, so not much. I don't want to rush, especially not on these like hands and feet and stuff. I want the lines to be nice on these. Wasn't too precious about the tentacles because there's so many of them. It would take too long. I want these lines to be nice. Mm. Oh dear. Bulging in the wrong place. See, I took my time with these sketches for a reason. Oh my god. This line. Nope. We move on. Move to a different line. We come back. Because sometimes it works better that way. No, sorry. I ran out of tablets page space. Oh, so close. Let's see if we can do this. Can we do this from this? Maybe. We can. Should we try this one again? Nope. So close. Thrilling for you watching, I'm sure. Nope. Not going to spend my time going crazy. Yeah. No. Art. I think we can stop there. I don't think it's going to be a long one. I don't know. Hand and foot, they're not easy. So it's not going to be that quick next time. You know what? I probably copied and pasted this and from the other side. I could probably do the same again now. Should we have a look? How do you do that? Direct selection tool? I actually don't know how you'd cut. Oh, maybe. If it works, it works. Whoa, now. Please, sir. The arm's different, so we'll I'm not sure how this is going to work. Is that just fine? It's fine. Okay. This is why I draw so many things front on or back on. Because you can save some time. Also, it's easier. Don't tell anyone. Alright, let's call it. No. Yes? No? I don't know. It's up to you. What do you say? Did you say anything? Maybe we'll do one question. And save it. Don't forget to save. What genre of movies do you enjoy the most? Sci-fi, I suppose. Moon. The Zoe Bowie. That movie with Sam Rockwell was the best movie I'd seen in ages. I mean, that was 15 years ago nearly. Wow, okay. Time goes quickly. Still, it was very good. And when I was growing up, my favourite alien movie was Aliens. And then, because, you know, it's actiony. And then I watched them again as an adult and I realised I was an idiot because obviously Alien 1 is the best one. Because it's a masterpiece of art. It is stunning. The costume design, the atmosphere, the prop design, the set design, like the film they use, the score, everything about that movie is a masterpiece. So yeah, sci-fi. But I'll take any good well-made movie. And even some trashy Marvel as well, because some of those movies are amazing. I absolutely love Guardians. And Avengers and Spider-Man and all of them. They're all fun. Right, we got a hand more than I thought we were going to get done. Thanks to the marvels of copy and paste. Who's your favourite actor or actress? For many years it was Gary Oldman. And I still love him. All his movies in the 90s. All his roles in those sort of cult classics like Leon and True Romance. And Fifth Element and stuff. He brings a lot to those movies that would fall flatter without him, I think. Maybe not True Romance, but I think his part in Leon is... It boosts that movie. When he comes on screen, it amps up the tension and the weirdness of that movie significantly. He does a great job in everything he does. I was very surprised to see him as Jim Gordon when I went to see Dark Knight, because I went in completely blind, not knowing that even Batman had been rebooted. Didn't know the cast, didn't know anything about it. And Heath Ledger won me that day. Yeah. Hope you have a lovely day or sleep or week or weekend. Take care and goodbye.